the charismatic leader of Yasser Arafat's Fatah faction in the West Bank as a showcase for allegations that groups linked to the Palestinian president are tainted by terrorism. Barghouti said he is innocent, and that he was not asked to enter a formal plea during the 15-minute inaugural session. His lawyers argued that Israeli courts have no authority to try their client, a member of the Palestinian legislature. Barghouti was captured by Israeli forces in the West Bank in April. He says he's a political leader not involved with violence. He could face life in prison if convicted of murder. Striking the first blow in what his lawyer has said would be an Israeli show trial, Barghouti, holding his handcuffed wrists in the air and surrounded by Israeli police, shouted in Hebrew, English, and Arabic. He said peace will be achieved by the end of the occupation. No peace, no security with the occupation. He asked, "When can I speak? When can I speak?" We are joined right now by Shulamit Aloni. She is in our Firehouse studio. She is a former member of the Knesset, former head of the Meretz party. She has long been an outspoken opponent of the Sharon government. Welcome to Democracy Now! I want to start off by asking you what your comments are on this trial of Marwan Barghouti and what you think he represents.
I accept every word he said. Every word he said, I accept. And the funny thing is, or the sad thing is, that we had in the past the same picture when the Israelis, then under the British government, fought for our freedom and for our self-determination. They used the same tricks to bring people to jail. And on the other hand, the speech was the same speech. We want our freedom, and as long as we won't get our self-determination and sovereignty, we'll have to fight, and at last, peace will win. So exactly the same speech. But what happens is that we use the British colonial laws even in a more barbaric way against the Palestinians. First of all, the British were not occupiers because they got the mandate from the League of Nations. Second, they behave differently. And we, being occupiers and oppressing the Palestinians, step by step we do the terrible things one cannot imagine by using the British colonial emergency law. For instance, the destruction of houses, the collective punishment, and other things are according to the British emergency law from 1945, which we adopted.
Yours is a voice of criticism we don't often hear in the United States. Often when there is dissent expressed in the United States against policies of the Israeli government, people here are called anti-Semitic. What is your response to that as an Israeli Jew?
Well, it's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring up the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then they are anti-Semitic. And the organization is strong and has a lot of money, and the ties between Israel and the American Jewish establishment are very strong, and they are strong in this country. As you know, they have power, which it's okay. They are talented people, and they have power, money, and media, and other things. And their attitude is Israel, my country, right or wrong, the identification. And they are not ready to hear criticism. And it's very easy to blame people who criticize certain acts of the Israeli government as anti-Semitics, and to bring up the Holocaust and the suffering of the Jewish people, and that justify everything we do to the Palestinians.
How powerful are groups like the American Israel Political Affairs Committee, AIPAC, the presidents of major Jewish organizations in the United States? That's another major establishment Jewish organization. How powerful are they in determining policy in Israel?
They are powerful because they serve the right wing of Israeli policy and because they are backed strongly by the government of the United States. If your administration wouldn't, and not only administration but the Congress as well, wouldn't back those two organizations, then they wouldn't be as strong as they are, because they don't represent the majority of the Jewish people in this country. There are many who say, not in my name, not in my name. What you are doing, what you are saying, it's not in my way, my name. But they are not organized. They don't have the money, they don't have the power. They were not accepted by the American establishment, political establishment, and that's why you hear mainly their voice, and their voice is very strong.